Welcome, Cancer, Leo, to this mid-month reading, guys. Hope you guys are doing wonderful out there. Whoops. Today I am doing these on that awesome solar eclipse. So let's get right in here and see what's going on with you. Best message for the beautiful Cancer, Leo, please. I'm going to get a overall card, and then I'm going to grab a card for the past, present, and the near future. Getting straight into the what? Into the what's the gossip? What's happening? What's the tea? Okay, guys, let's see. This message coming out is no filter. Speaking your truth, authentic communication, raw honesty. This is how I really feel. Whether that's you really saying this or someone else is saying this, or you, right, end up saying it together. Well, so let's see what's going on here. You have the unbothered in the past, peace despite the chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity. Not my drama. You know what? So I do feel like either somebody is going to make you have to use a filter because they have no filter. Because right now it's saying, yeah, I'm just unbothered. I don't, yeah. And see, look at, there's that no filter. There it is. Speak up. So it's kind of crazy because it actually makes me feel in the present here that in the past, here they are, no filter, just yelling. And you're like, unbothered. Like, I don't care. I don't really care. Right? Because they're just, you know, they have no filter. They're yelling and screaming and carrying on. So, but it does make me feel like in the future here, or excuse me, in the present now, right? You now are going to speak up. You're going to express your needs. You are going to have no filter, right? So it's almost like where it didn't bother you, now they've said something that makes you have to stand up for how you truly feel, how you really feel about the situation. Right? Your voice matters. It's like you've been yelling and screaming this whole time, and I've been telling you I just don't really care. Oh, but now they say something. They do something that makes you have to defend yourself. Make you speak your own truth about the situation. It's almost like, excuse me, wait, you said what? See, before I didn't care until you said something. Something is going to be spoken here that's going to make you speak up. You do have the friend zone over here, a platonic relationship going on over here. Somebody's keeping you in the friend zone, or you're keeping someone in the friend zone. This is very interesting, and that's the near future over here is going straight to this friend zone. Unreciprocated feelings. Maybe somebody's getting into your business. Maybe both of you like to be in the friend zone. Maybe somebody else is getting your business and you're like, excuse me, stay out of my business. I don't know, for some of you, I just feel like it's not a bad thing to be in their friend zone. Like maybe you guys are doing that on purpose. Maybe you want to be in a friend zone at this time and somebody else is getting into your business. So let's go over here to unbothered in the past. Over here, we're going straight into lack of long-term vision, limited success or rewards. 7 of Coins, but it just feels like the drama here is talking about some kind of entitled person who wants all your attention and dropping. You might be dropping them straight into the coldest zone possible of the friend zone. That could also be a thing too. I'm seeing that also with the 7 of Coins over here. While saying exactly what you think straight to their face because you're saying, no, I'm going to say something. Let's see what's going on here. So you do have the 7 of Coins over here. You spent a very long time over here, guys, no matter what, patiently investing your emotional energy, time, loyalty into some person or situation. Okay. You kept waiting for the hard work to pay off, hoping they would finally step up to match your effort. I think there was a lot of arguing that was going back and forth when it came to a certain situation. Could be a third-party situation. Maybe you're waiting for this person to dump the other person. Take that how it resonates, because this is going to be a very interesting scenario here, because it does feel like you might have been, right, we're just friends, but I'm waiting for you. Maybe I'm waiting for you to dump the other person. Maybe they're waiting for you to dump theirs. It could be vice versa, you know, turned around. But it just feels like with the Seven of Coins, there was like this standing back, watching, right? Waiting for the harvest. But yet realizing I'm not getting any, there is nothing. I'm not getting anything. There's a lack of what's really going on. Could be dealing with a Taurus. Doesn't have to be, could be anybody, but I do feel like you're just trying to keep your calm attitude over here in the past, just kind of you doing you, right? Watching everything kind of spin around. I do feel like there's, you know, two different people in this situation, not just you and them. Yeah, you're waiting. In the present over here, you have the speak up to the Ace of Wands. Something has gone on over here where this other person has dropped out of the picture. Finally. It's almost like they finally dropped out of the... Yeah, they finally... The burden is gone in the past. Yes, thank you. Clarifying on the Seven of Coins is the burden is gone. The extra, you know, all of that competition, all of that is done. If you felt it as competition, however it is, no matter what the situation is, you were unbothered by this situation. You're just watching. Because you had plans that this was going to work out the way you wanted it to, or they had plans that it was going to work out the way they wanted it to. And then speaking up, defending yourself. You have the Ace of Wands, the new opportunity, a new power drive, the new willpower. There's courage to stand up, confront the situation. Yes, with the Eight of Wands. Speed, swift change. This message is coming in. Things are being said. You could be dealing with a fire sign for sure. So we do have Sagittarius. We have Sagittarius and Taurus so far. Like I said, it could be anyone. I'm just saying it could be Aries as well. Coming clean after thinking about the situation, Aquarian energy. Someone put themselves out there. They knew that there were deception. They knew that there was other things that were going on around this situation. But I feel like when you're speaking up about this situation, there was something that was going on over here where somebody was bringing in some kind of approach towards you through some kind of message, and you're speaking up. Excuse me. You know what it actually feels like now that we're really getting down to the nitty gritty? You could be someone's friend, and this could be, you know, maybe you are waiting, you know, for your chance with this person or not. But I feel somebody approaches you and tries to, I feel like there's for some of you, they're accusing you. And you're like, excuse me, we're in a friend zone. This is my friend. Don't tell me who I'm going to be with, who I'm not going to be with. I think you're standing up for yourself because there is some kind of accusations going on. And it's not about how you feel. This has nothing to do with feelings. This has to do with truth. The filter over here has to do with the truth. The truth is, it doesn't matter, guys, whether or not you have feelings for the person or not outside of a friend zone. It doesn't matter whether or not you want this person more than to be your friend. The truth of the matter is there some kind of accusation going on over here? They're accusing you of something, okay? And that is not even the truth. Feelings aside, this has nothing to do with feeling. We have no cups here. This is absolute, just speaking truth. Swords and wands. Excuse me, right? Even if there was some kind of flirtation going on between the two of you, that's not even the point. The point is they're accusing you of doing something that you never even did, right? You're like, we're friends. This is my best friend since high school. This, it kind of feels, I feel like for some of you too, it's like, I'm not bothered because if I really wanted this person, they'd be mine. I'm not worried about it. And whether or not that's going to happen or not is not even the point. The point at this time is they're accusing you, because you're spending time with them. They're more excited when they're with you. They're more, you see what I'm saying? And they know that, look, there's something over here. Okay, well, they're yelling and screaming all the time and fighting. Yeah, there's some kind of accusation going on over here. Take that, how that accusation is going between you and this friend, okay? Because I do feel like for a lot of you, they're accusing you of being with this person as a third party situation. And you're like, I'm just drinking tea over here. You can do whatever you want to do because this is not my battle. You can try to throw me into this battle all you want, but that's not it. And then it gets to the point where they're throwing you under the bus, my friends, and you actually have to stand up for yourself. Rethinking the approach to the way they want to throw you under the bus, the way they're trying to, make it sound like you're doing something horrible and you're coming clean about the situation, right? You're making it known. And that's exactly what it is. How dare you accuse me of these things? So I just feel like, over here, it's like I'm not going to. I do feel like your person, though, has some kind of struggle going on within the situation. Because it's almost like every time this person tries to corner you, you have to, you have to come at them with nothing but the truth. And that's exactly what it is. The near future, though, I do feel like this person's having a rough time. I mean, a rough time. Because they now see that their person, right, is coming after you in the present. They don't even know where they stand anymore. I feel like they don't even know whether they stand with you, let alone this other person, because this is definitely some kind of third-party situation, whether it's just friends, whether it doesn't matter what is going on here. It does feel like a boyfriend-girlfriend situation where you guys are friends and then they have this, this other person, right? They're their boyfriend, boyfriend or girlfriend, and you guys are just friends. And this makes them feel stuck. Maybe it makes you feel stuck. I don't know. It's going to take it how it is. Whether it's you or them. Were they hoping that something more would come out of this? Were you hoping something more would come out of this? But right now, nothing's coming out of this. Because there's too many scenarios now where there's too much arguing going on. It's like you were dragged into this situation when you were completely unbothered. Yeah. We've got the Fool reversed over here to the Judgment. I mean, that right there is just saying, yeah, well, there's going to be a change. There's going to be some forgiveness. But everything's going to change. There's going to be a new way of looking at things. This right here is holding back. So someone's holding back from the situation while someone is making the change. Right? So but this is exhaustion. This is like, I don't have any motivation left. I mean, you could feel like you're done playing, you know, Mr. Nice Guy, Mrs. Nice Guy. Maybe they're done playing Mr. and Mrs. Nice Guy, right? Because no matter what it is, the truth is coming out. Right? There's a lot of been on guard, exhaustion, holding back, defensiveness. And I feel like you realize you don't need to protect yourself from anyone at this time. I'm just going to keep them in the friend zone for now because this is just causing a lot of havoc. Right? Until they can figure out what they're going to do. You know, is it worth it? However it is, guys, but there's something there where you're not going to push that boundary, or they're not going to push this boundary right now. Not until something completely can change. And if they're just holding back and not really changing this situation to where it's dragging you into this situation and they don't want to clean house with this situation, then it's just like, I'm done. So I do feel like you're taking yourself out of this situation. Right? Until you can figure out what they want. Because if you're not going to be in this room full of excuses. So I just feel like you're going to actually, what's going to happen is you're going to actually go right back to this energy. After this energy, you're going to go right back over here. Because you're going to remove yourself from this situation. You're going to be unbothered again. You're going to shut that door. And you're going to say, I'm going to detach from this situation again. And you better not bring me back into this situation come hell or high water. Because that's really what it's saying, because you're making a final judgment. I will not be dragged into this situation. You guys are making this bigger than life itself. And especially when they already know the truth. So why, you have to ask yourself, why, if they already know the truth, why are they doing this? What insecurities are really going on with this people that you have to drag me into this situation? Why am I being dragged into some crap? Why? Because they think you're keeping secrets? Excuse me. Because they think you're keeping secrets? Because they think you're hiding? There's a lot of insecurities over here. Yeah, they think you're keeping secrets. That's crazy. Keeping secrets again. Yeah, they think you're keeping secrets. That you guys are out, you know. There's jealousy. So until there's some kind of complete closure, you know, to this situation, to where you're going to feel like things are, you know, not out of control anymore. Could be dealing with Aquarius. Until you feel like things are not out of control anymore, you are definitely going to, you're taking a step back. From this situation. It's kind of like, hey, call me when you guys are done, you know, screwing around over here. Or when you're gone, when you guys are done. Maybe you don't even want to deal with this person until they either block this person, get rid of their, you know, this person they're with. You know what? If you're going to be with this person, and this is your love or whatever, and I'm your friend, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not even going to be here. And it doesn't even have to be a love situation. It could be a friend, right? The only reason that we know more than anything that it is definitely, right, more than friend, it's because you got the friend zone. Because somebody is making it into this place. So somebody definitely has feelings for, either you have feelings and they're keeping you in the friend zone, or they're very upset because you're keeping them in the friend zone. Even if you guys like each other, it's still just the way it's going to be. So no matter what, in some ways, right, we're stuck as friends. Even if they do like you, but it's like, hey, you know what, and no matter what, I'm not going to be with you with this other person. And it's just causing them to be jealous because they can tell that there's some kind of feeling. Somebody's got feelings for another person because it causes all this fighting. And it doesn't matter if you've been friends since high school right? It doesn't matter if you've been friends since college. It's, you know, or kindergarten. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, because there's just too much distrust in this situation. This person does not trust this situation at all. When it comes to you, they don't trust you, or they don't trust their person with you. So like I said, you're going to go back to your safe zone. You're going to go back to being unbothered. You're going to go back to Four of Wands. You're like, I am done. Or not Four of Wands, excuse me. Yeah, Four of Wands and Four of Swords. You're like, I gotta, yeah, because I got other things to do. Going back to the Four of Wands. And, you know, and going to keep myself as poised and comfortable as possible. I'm going to step back away from this situation. Yeah, absolutely, because 3 is a crowd. Absolutely. Third party. 3 is a crowd. I got other things to do. Okay, guys. Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. And I do feel like their ex, whoever, it's not their ex, whoever this person is in their life right now, it's almost like they're trying to keep you away from them. So you might even feel like they're trying to keep you banished, right, from them. Hey. However, but the crazy part about this situation is I don't feel that this is a marriage. I feel like this is a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. But I just feel like you guys have been friends for so long that it's almost like a how dare you, you know, with this, like, how dare you tell me I was here before you even came along. That's why the energy is so strong. And it doesn't matter if you're in the friend zone, because that's what you're trying to keep understood to this person, no matter what. That's what's right. That's what's real. So be careful of that drama, my friends. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.